Now, Eskom has once again ramped up rolling power cuts to stage 4 overnight. The power utility has attributed this to the breakdown of 2 electricity generating units. The escalated power cuts will continue until further notice. Lower stages of load shedding had been in rotation throughout the week. Meanwhile, Eskom says electricity will be restored to 8 towns in the Western Cape by next week, Thursday. This follows the collapse of several pylons during a storm in the central Karoo last Saturday. Joining us now is Daphne Mokwena, Eskom spokesperson. Mokwena, thank you so much for your time and for joining us. Can you provide an update with regards to the current situation regarding the towns in the Western Cape that still remain without electricity for over a week? What led to this decision by Eskom?
Good afternoon to you and to your listeners. Yeah, this is a very unfortunate incident that had happened due to heavy winds and storm in the area, where we lost about 7 pylons, 132 kV pylons in that area, supplying those 13 areas that we had lost initially. This counts to about more than 4,000 customers that were affected, but however, Eskom managed to restore supply to 9,000 customers. So, 2,900 customers. So, leaving us with about 9 areas that are still outstanding to be restored. So currently, Eskom is busy replacing those pylons with interim structures, so that we can be able to restock supply to all the customers by, as you correctly said, the 15th of February. Although our teams on the ground are pushing and working tirelessly throughout, 24 hours to ensure that we actually restore supply even earlier.
These interim structures that you make mention of, Daphne, how long will those take, and how soon thereafter will there be permanent structures put in place to ensure that electricity is provided to these communities?
So we are busy currently sourcing the permanent structures. So once they arrived, I can't give an exact date, but as long as the interim structures that we would be building would provide supply and reliable supply to the rest of the communities that are out currently. So in terms of replacing those structures, obviously we'll have to devise means that we do not also interrupt supply for this long period while we are replacing those interim structures.
And any current challenges that you're facing that are contributing to this extended duration?
Yeah, so basically the area is very rocky, so we need to drill through, the ground, and we are experiencing a lot of obviously challenges in drilling through those rocky grounds. But we are devising some means as well to ensure, and we are working with the municipality as well to assist us in terms of ensuring that we manage or mitigate the risks that we are currently encountering in terms of all the challenges that we are experiencing on the ground.
When you started off, you did say it's a very unfortunate incident with the storm taking place in the central Karoo. With the permanent structures that you are placing, are you looking that these are structures that won't be affected by future storms?
Look, the structures that were affected by the storms were very, one could say, because of the speed of the wind and because when we spoke to the farmers, this is one they suspect that it was like a mini tornado. So those structures were very resilient, if one could say, and hopefully even the ones that we are putting in will be resilient. Obviously, it will depend on the wind or the kind of storm that we get, because you can't be 100% confident that the same incident would not happen if obviously it is, as it is suggested, that they've never seen such a storm for years since they've been in that area.
And I can imagine that Eskom is engaging with local relevant authorities and stakeholders within the Western Cape to address this issue and find long-term solutions.
Indeed. But, matters of the climate sometimes, obviously not sometimes, but you cannot control. However, the structures obviously that we are putting in and the discussions that we're having with the locals, and obviously having to also give the locals remember we also have issued generators as well currently, and the municipality also having helped with issuing generators to those essential services. But in terms of ensuring that customers are back on and the structures, are in such what can basically withstand whatever climate issues that would happen in that area. Unfortunately, that we cannot control, but we'll make sure that the structures are well secured and they can withstand, the normal weather conditions.
So lastly, Daphne, I mean, you've put out a statement that the areas will be affected until next week, Thursday. Any possibilities of power being restored anytime earlier, perhaps?
Yeah, as I said, that the teams are working really throughout, the clock, 24 hours, to ensure that we make sure that we can, or we make sure that we bring supply, or we restore supply to the area earlier than the 15th, and surely some of the customers would be brought back, or their supply would be restored or brought back before, but the rest of the communities will only, or we anticipate that it may be on the 15th of February. But as I said, that the teams on the ground are really ensuring that, supply is restored even before the suggested or proposed date. And some of the communities obviously would receive or be restored before then. But as I said, that the rest of the communities, or the 9 areas that are outstanding, we are anticipating that by the 15th of February at least. Yeah.
Okay.
That's our worst case scenario.
Okay, Daphne Mokwena, thank you so much for your time and for giving us those updates. Surely the people of the Western Cape are certainly looking forward to perhaps an earlier bring back of their electricity within that area. That's Daphne Mokwena, the Eskom spokesperson, speaking to us there about restoring electricity in some areas in the Western Cape.